Coming up on the Paper Talk today, we're looking at potential outgoings. It looks like a few players could be leaving Old Trafford, one on a swap deal that could see someone coming the other way, and we're going left-back mad. We're looking at bringing in a left-back, and we're being linked with any left-back that's surplus to requirements. Let's get involved and find out just what is going on. Jay here for Stretford Paddock. This is the Paper Talk. As you can see, I'm outside Old Trafford. The weather is pretty mild. I have got my parka, but it's on the floor because I'm warm from having a brisk walk from the tram stop. Anyway, let's get into it. Loads of Manchester United news to talk about. Starting off with the left-back situation. Now, Man United having a mini left-back crisis, shall we say. It's a bit of an exaggeration, but we've got a few left-backs missing, or a couple of left-backs missing, and we've just let one go out on loan. Luke Shaw's injured, Tyrone Malacia is injured, Brandon Williams has gone out on loan, so we need cover in the left-back position. Diogo Dalot obviously played in the left-back position against Nottingham Forest, but we need someone who's a bit more suited to that role. Dalot is obviously a right back playing out of position. So there's a story here in the Guardian, it's been doing the rounds everywhere else, that United have a sort of short list of potential left backs we're looking at. Those left backs are Marc Cucurella, Reguilon and Alonso. Marcus Alonso as well. So there's three there. So if you look here, you got Chelsea's Marc Cucurella, Tottenham's Sergio Reguilon and Barcelona's Marcus Alonso are on Erik ten Hag's list of targets, so he's looking to bring someone in on loan just to get cover whilst we wait for Luke Shaw and Tyrone Malacia to recover from their injuries. Of those three, I mean, there's flaws in all of them, isn't there, if we're being honest. Marc Cucurella, fantastic at Brighton, woeful at Chelsea. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to pretend that I didn't say that when I was watching him last season. He had a pretty poor season, but the season before, he had a very good season at Brighton, to the point where both Manchester City and Chelsea got engaged in a little bidding war for him. City walked away at one point. Chelsea, I think, went through for around 60 odd million quid. Overspent on him, but we know he is capable of playing well in the Premier League. He's just not had a good season last season, and this season doesn't seem to be needed, hence the reason he could be available on loan. Sergio Reguilon, we were linked with him a little while ago, weren't we? I think vaguely remember something in somewhere about that. Again though, any player that's available is available for a reason, not setting the world alight. Could he come in and do a job? Probably. Marcos Alonso has been a very good player over the years. There are some moral questions there, if I'm being brutally honest. Let's not sugarcoat it. Off the pitch, he leaves a lot to be desired, even on the pitch with his stance on taking the knee and things like that. You might agree with him, you might not. And then there was the incident that he had whilst driving in Spain. Yes, I'm sure you know what I'm on about. Anyway, is he good enough? Is he the player you want? Can you ignore the flaws and say, yeah, he can come in and do a job? Potentially. None of them are perfect, are they, by any stretch of the imagination? Can someone come in out of those three and do a job for a few weeks or a couple of months? Yeah, probably could. I mean, if Erik ten Hag wants them, he wants them for a reason. Personally, I prefer anyone but Alonso. Get involved in the comments in the chat and let us know what you think. Other moves that could be on the horizon, potential low moves. This one came a little bit of a out of the blue, a bit of a bolt from the blue, but it's being backed up by some credible sources. It says here, Manchester United are discussing shock potential loan swap deal with Bayern Munich, which could see Scott McTominay trade places with Liverpool target, it's a weird way to describe him, Ryan Gravenberch. So this has been backed up as well by Christian Falk. Now, Christian Falk, we've had him on the channel. He knows his stuff when it comes to Bayern Munich. When we interviewed him once, he was at Bayern Munich's training ground whilst they were training. He literally filmed it. We were doing a video with him, and Bayern Munich were in the background. So he's as close to Bayern Munich as you can be. He's saying there's something in this. Kind of makes sense a little bit. Does that even make sense? When you think about it, Ryan Gravenberch ain't getting many minutes at Bayern Munich. Ten Hag wants him. Scott McTominay is a decent midfielder. People don't like to say this about players that don't start for Manchester United. It's like if you say Harry Maguire is a decent Premier League defender, people go, no, he's not. Well, he is, and he walks into most Premier League teams. Scott McTominay could easily go to Bayern Munich and do a job for him. And if Ryan Gravenberch ain't doing anything for him, it makes sense. Will it happen? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But there could be something in this. Also, on the Alonso point that I made earlier, Christian Falk's backing that one up as well. He says that's true. Man United made a request for Marcos Alonso. Contracts at Barcelona till 2024. Negotiations ongoing. So, looks like I might not get my way, but Celebi. Sofyan Amrabat. This is becoming a bit of a saga, and it's becoming a bit weird. Like, do United even want him? Can we get him? What's going on? Because at one point it looked like we were about to sign him. Now it looks like it's gone a bit cold. Now it looks like the player's basically told his club, sod off, I don't want to play for you anymore. I'm going to Manchester United. His club have said, all right then, off you go. And United have said, well, we haven't got any money for you. That feels what it's like. But there could be a happy sort of resolution to this. And this is in the sense that Corriere dello Sport have said that Fiorentina have given up on their €30 million asking price for Sofyan Amrabat. They will now evaluate any offer that arrives, including loan plus option to buy offers. That could be a way for Sofyan Amrabat to come to Old Trafford. If the club went, okay, well, how about we do a loan with an option to buy? That seems to be a happy medium to me. Fiorentina can get rid of him. United can get him. If they're willing to do that, which surprises me, I'd have thought they'd have wanted some cash up front, but if they're willing to do that, that makes sense. We'll have to wait and see if it's true or not, but it would seem like a solution to this problem. A couple potential outgoings as well. United offer Real Madrid chance to sign Martial. It's a bit weird, this one, isn't it? Anthony Martial has reportedly been offered to Real Madrid in their search for a new forward. This is from the Evening News, and it's via Mundo Deportivo. Now, okay, we're offering him. Are Real Madrid going to take us up on that offer? I'd be surprised. Stranger things have happened. Sometimes players go from the Premier League. I'm thinking about, historically. Chicharito went, didn't he, when he wasn't really getting a game at United. Emmanuel Adebayor went a few years ago. Well, quite a few years ago. It does happen sometimes that Real Madrid will go, yeah, we'll have that striker. We need someone. And on his day, Anthony Martial can still do a job. But sort of back in the last season, he was banging in a few goals. He's just constantly injured. Maybe he could go to Real Madrid. It seems unlikely to me. Get involved in the comments in the chat if you believe it could happen. Don't forget as well to hit subscribe. Also, West Ham reopen talks with United over Harry Maguire. This was in the Manchester Evening News. I think it's come from originally from the Sun. Hashtag don't buy the Sun. We'll wait and see what happens with that one. Potentially Harry Maguire going to West Ham. It could go down on deadline day, that one. I've got a feeling someone's going to blink when it comes to Harry Maguire leaving. There was suggestions that he's open to a loan move. That doesn't benefit anyone. The club want to get money in for him. They want to get him gone. They probably want to get him gone before deadline day, to be fair, because that doesn't leave much room for manoeuvre for them to buy someone. But maybe if they get it done early, we can see some last-minute movements. United have done that a few times over the years. We've done that where we've had like a deadline day frenzy, shall we say. Remember the season when it was summer where we had, was it Facundo Palestri and Amad Diallo were quite late? I think Edinson Cavani arrived after the deadline day window. Anyway, those are sort of comings and goings at Manchester United. Looks like Maguire could still be on the cards for West Ham. Scott McTominay maybe going to Bayern Munich, and a host of left-backs being linked with the club. So get involved in the chat in the comments and let us know what you think about all of those moves, any of those moves, who you want to see. We know Dean Henderson's already gone. He's gone to Crystal Palace for £20 million, but there are still a few players we need to get off the books, especially if, as has been suggested, Erik ten Hag wants to bring in some more players. One player we have got that I want to talk about quickly before I wrap up, Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes has been getting a bit of grief from certain quarters. He's been getting some grief from pundits. Ex-players who barely won anything, if anything at all, who've been sticking the knife in when it comes to his captaincy of Manchester United Football Club. People questioning his ability, saying, is he good enough? Not only is he good enough to be a captain, but is he the player that Manchester United need? Can he take us forward? Is he the right man for the job? Well, I think the record speaks for itself. Since Bruno Fernandes has arrived at Manchester United, his record has been phenomenal. He's one of the most, if not the most creative midfielders in the world since arriving here. His numbers have been ridiculous. His minutes have been ridiculous. He plays practically every minute. He's played every minute this season, I believe. And also, someone like Kevin De Bruyne, who is not exactly a Manchester United fan, but unfortunately has won the lot and does know a little bit or two about being a midfielder, ranks Bruno Fernandes as a creative midfield force. He was asked to rank midfielders the other day for Sky, I think it was, where it was Martin Odegaard, James Maddison and Bruno Fernandes, and he put Bruno Fernandes at the top and was waxing lyrical about him. Now, I'm not just going to go off the word of Kevin De Bruyne. If you want to look at things like stats, I think it's big chances created. Bruno Fernandes this season has created more big chances than anyone. So far as well, I think out of all the games we've seen in the Premier League, not just United games, across the board, no one has created more chances than Bruno Fernandes did against Nottingham Forest. So he's creating lots of chances. He's creating big chances. He obviously converted his penalty against Forest as well. He's playing practically every minute, every game. He's got his rivals praising him. Yet he's still got people out there that going, oh, is he good enough? Is he captain? Is he this? Is he that? I, for one, am very grateful we've got Bruno Fernandes. I think he's been a fantastic signing for Manchester United. I think he's a great player, and I think he's the right man for the job of captaincy. And if you don't agree with that, get involved in the comments and let me know why I'm wrong and who it should be. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there. This has been the Paper Talk outside Old Trafford. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.